Another day of contentious hearings on Capitol Hill as confirmation hearings have become the latest setting for party battlegrounds.
As Democrats grill President-elect Trump's nominees, Republicans are complaining about unfair treatment of those nominees.
That's right. We now bring in KCON 9 political reporter Bryan for more on the turbulent atmosphere in the nation's capital before you head to the inauguration.
We'll be there tomorrow night, and it is turbulent, no question about it. Most of these nominees will be confirmed, if not all of them, but it may take a little longer than the president-elect was expecting. Just 2 days before Donald Trump is scheduled to be sworn in as the 45th president of the United States, several of President-elect Trump's cabinet nominees got a grilling from Democrats at confirmation hearings on Wednesday.
The cabinet members, we have put together a team, I think the likes of which has never been assembled before.
With President-elect Donald Trump's public approval numbers tumbling to the lowest levels in decades for an incoming president, Democrats had little compassion at confirmation hearings for several of his cabinet nominees.
We're a compassionate society.
No, we are not a compassionate society.
In fact, the Democrats' grilling of two of the nominees was so intense that one of them momentarily thought he was on trial.
Are you aware of those estimations?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Senator.
Democrats drilled Oklahoma Attorney General Scott Pruitt, now in line to become the next EPA secretary, about whether he was a front man for the big oil companies in filing 14 lawsuits against the EPA, the agency he now wants to run.
Do you acknowledge that you presented a private oil company's position rather than a position developed by the people of Oklahoma?
Senator, with respect, I disagree. The efforts that I took as Attorney General were representing the interest of the state of Oklahoma.
Earlier you said
no,
excuse me, I'm asking the questions.
And Pruitt dodged questions from Senator Bernie Sanders on climate change at his own peril.
Why is the climate changing?
Senator, in response to the CO2 issue, the EPA administrator is constrained by statutes.
I'm asking you a personal opinion.
My personal opinion is immaterial.
Really?
To the job of
you are going to be the head of the agency to protect the environment, and your personal feelings about whether climate change is caused by human activity and carbon emissions is immaterial?
The hearings drew big crowds, and the Democratic heat on Health and Human Services Secretary nominee Tom Price was just as intense.
I am very frightened about what you are going to do.
And Price's vague promises did not cool down the Democrats' fire.
I believe, and I look forward to working with you to make certain that every single American has access to the highest quality care and coverage that is possible.
Has access to does not mean that they are guaranteed health care. I have access to buying a $10 million home. I don't have the money to do that.
If confirmed, Price would play a key role in the repeal and replacement of the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare. At the hearing, he indicated the new plan would probably be ready by March. Democrats also targeted some of Price's investments and possible conflicts of interest, including questions about shares he bought in this medical device company a few days before he reportedly introduced legislation that would have benefited the company. He told the committee he has never talked to his broker about his political activities and has no idea what stocks he owns.
This is someone who buys stock at your direction. This is someone who buys and sells the stock you want them to buy and sell.
Not true.
So when you found out
That's not true, Senator.
Well, because you decide not to tell them, wink, wink, nod, nod, and we're all just supposed to believe that?
During her confirmation hearing to become the next U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley had some sharp differences from Donald Trump on several foreign policy issues, including Russia.
Russia is trying to show their muscle right now. It is what they do. And I think we always have to be cautious. I don't think that we can trust them.
And Trump's choice for White House Budget Director, Congressman Mick Mulvaney from South Carolina, admitted in a statement to the Senate Budget Committee that he failed to pay $15,000 in payroll taxes for a household employee for 4 years. Democrats charge these nominees and others are being jammed down the Senate's throat without proper oversight or transparency.
A swamp cabinet full of bankers and billionaires. Many of them have hard-right views, some of which directly contradict promises that the president-elect campaigned on.
Now, committee Republicans have taken a very different approach to the nominees. Some of them have complained that Democrats are hypocrites, running smear campaigns against some of the highly qualified cabinet nominees. Former Texas governor and presidential candidate Rick Perry is up next. His confirmation hearing to become Energy Secretary will be held on Thursday. Lena, back to you.